Rudolph's nose to guide his sleigh, or is the weather going to just cooperate this Christmas Eve? Good afternoon, I'm Daniel Pierce. Rising COVID-19 cases have some North Carolina colleges and universities rolling out new COVID safety plans for the spring semester. UNC Charlotte students will learn virtually for the start of the semester. Fans at home sporting events will also be limited at least through the end of January. From the victim saying, "Help me, they're shooting at me." Then whenever they drove down the road, they saw him laying right along this side of the road. And actually just 2 minutes ago, there were 10 evidence markers that stretched from the road all the way up to the base of the house. Have you heard anything? I know I just tried to speak with somebody and they said that it's still A through G of students that are being picked up. Have you heard anything about when your children are going to be able to be picked up?
No, my kid's last name is at the end, so I'm going to have to wait for a while anyway till they let me know something.
And from with your kids, when did you find out, or how did you find out that there was a shooting at their school?
My daughter texted me.
15 minutes though, as they were bringing a bouquet of flowers to the spot to where she found her son dead. Marcus's mother told me that he was actually walking from the bathroom, which is just through this thicket here. You can see it right behind me. He was walking from there right over this bridge that goes over a creek toward their vehicle that was parked about 40 yards away. And she told me that Garden was at the testing site today and talked with parents and students, taking all precautions possible before classes start in 2022.
I'm Chad Tucker. We got the bro show going on today.
Absolutely. And we matched too. We did not plan that. Well, we did. 900-acre park. By the end of this, just about every single acre of this park will have been touched by the flames. Downtown Greensboro, and do need help from an assistant right over there. First of all, you'll see them in these green zip-up jackets. They'll say Greensboro Ambassador on the side of them. But yeah, it started in Winston-Salem, and then law enforcement agencies from across the state made the hour-and-a-half-long journey to end right around this corner here in Boone. He walked out with his attorneys and his wife and his son by his side. They declined to answer any questions that we asked regarding legal processes next, any comments about Jason Corbett's death. However, Tom did have this to say.
Mr. Martins, how does it feel to be out?
What's this moment feel like?
Glad to be back with my family.
What's next for you?
Driving home.
Not here outside the sheriff's office. You also see the unit that Deputy Fox drove in. I'm going to have my photographer, if he can, zoom in, and that way you can see the name of his canine, Raven, on the side of it. And I'm going to have my photographer pan over so that way you can see this memorial that is just growing just about every couple minutes or so. And this right here. Every parent has a story about the day that their child was born. You have 3 of them, Chad.
Yeah, so I've got 3 stories I could tell.
Happen just about anywhere, but you will also notice that some neighborhoods are hotspots. Thousands of Americans may not make it. That's because airlines have actually grounded flights.
Before you go, I just wanted to ask you one question. That road behind you, I'm trying to get my bearings. I assume that is that Northwest Boulevard behind you or Renolda?
No, this right here is Northwest Boulevard. And actually where you see the police vehicles, where you see the police vehicles at, that is right in front of Reynolds High School. We have not been able to get close enough, but I can tell you I have seen people that have both been leaving the school, and also 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bullet holes, all was made that they actually caught the suspect. We're still, of course, waiting to find more information out about that, but does that relieve any of the weight that sits on you as we wait and as police have been trying to find the suspect? Does that do anything really?
Not for me, no. I still want to, I just want to.
Kind of give an idea of parents are sitting out here waiting for their kids, and again, this right here is across the street, and then you have Harris Teeter just completely full to the brim, the parking lot right over here to our left of parents that are anxiously waiting. And one mother told me that she's been sitting here for roughly 2 hours waiting for her kid. 4 o'clock, they left not 10 minutes ago. Meanwhile, the State Department of Health and Human Services is still remaining here at the Pine Ridge facility doing their compliance review. Now today, on top of the search warrant, I also learned that one of the individuals that was taken to the hospital has been released, and they are not being brought back to Pine Ridge.
Can you have me direct your call?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Tim Smith. Shirley Smith's son. Can I
speak to an administrator.
Shirley Smith is 85 and unresponsive at a local hospital. When her son called, he did not get transferred. Instead, he was asked if he'd like to speak with a nurse on staff.
I was really trying to speak to an administrator, you know, about what happened with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Is there no one there today?
This is Timothy's second time to try and get information about Sunday's allegation of patient abuse. His mother, Shirley, has lived here since December 5th. She was taken to the hospital after Thomasville police found her in a room with breathing problems.
And how is your mother?
Not good. She's not responding. She's on a ventilator.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, honey.
Was that the first time that they'd asked you about your mom?
Yeah.
That's the first person
time.
that ever said anything about it.
Yep.
Before Tim called Pine Ridge, I called them at 9:30. Touch with an administrator there at Pine Ridge Health and Rehab.
Okay, our administrator right now is in a meeting.
And again at 11:30.
I cannot guarantee you a call back.
Not only that, we tried to contact Principal LTC, the company that owns and operates Pine Ridge in 55 other long-term care facilities. I called yesterday and I never received a call back. At 1:15, Tim tried the same parent company and was met with the same response.
Take a name and number and have someone return your call.
Yes, my name is Tim Smith, and I'm calling about my mom who stayed at Pine Ridge and who is now in the hospital.
As the rain picked up in Thomasville around noon, I stood outside the entrance to Pine Ridge, hoping to flag down an administrator. A few hours later, I went in for a second in-person attempt for answers.
I'm told that if we were called, somebody would call us back. I would just like to speak with an administrator to try and get some answers to questions that we have about what happened on Sunday. Families need answers. We need answers. Who do we get in touch with to get those answers?
The answer we got was the same before we got kicked off the property. And after that encounter, I called the same numbers and was told the same thing, that our messages would be passed along. So today, I had a chance to ask the governor what he thinks should be done to hold people accountable.
This is deeply troubling. We must make sure that we're looking after people in these kinds of facilities, and the matter should fully be investigated, and that's what I expect to happen.
And I just actually got an update from Tim Smith about his mom. He tells me that she has been taken off of the ventilator. She is breathing fine on her own, and she is becoming a lot more responsive. So that is good news there for Tim and his family. As for the investigation, Thomasville PD as well as the State Department of Health and Human Services are doing their investigation, as well as the State Bureau of Investigators here at Pine Ridge. Live in Thomasville, Daniel Pierce, Fox 8 News.